Also, I would just like to tell y'all that I moved my setup around so I'm not literally blinded by the light, and I think that it, like, doesn't blast out the whites as much, and I'm stoked! How is everyone? We're gonna craft. We're gonna craft, and a huge shout out to Christy for making us that dancing squirrel with kazoos and lights. It's literally the most on brand thing I have on my channel. Hero! Betty, oh, let me tell y'all a story. I thought Betty was Rivka's mom, and then Betty told me Rivka told me Betty was her cat, and I love that so much. I'm excited when Rivka's mom or Rivka's mom and Betty or Rivka and Betty watch. I'm just stoked when any Rivka group is here. So I'm glad y'all are here watching. We're gonna try to craft. I took apart my blue sweater, then I put it back together, doing a different stitch, which looks like a knit stitch, but it's a crochet stitch. So, and it's not Tunisian crochet, it's different. I do craft. Mr. DC is sleeping. He got in last night and he is on Japan time right now. So, your lizard is watching. That's awesome. Oh, is this weird to say? I love y'all too. I guess it's weird to say for me. Yeah, I'm just going live and I have little noise blockers in my ears, so I may have to take them out, but we're gonna see if that helps. We're going to be I haven't done this in a while. I used to, and we haven't stopped doing it, but it's just been a little bit up in the air for everyone's schedules. I used to stream on Beachbody/Body a lot, and Ashley Molstad was one of the first bigger coaches I had a run in with on the internet when I started making content. And she has since made a new podcast called InSource, and I've covered it a few times. So we're going to cover it today, but she just charged a premium for a retreat she did. And so it's not going to be a video. It's just going to be, how am I going to do this? It's going to be just an audio from it, and we're going to craft and listen. Does the squirrel give dance lessons? I'd love to learn some of those moves. You know, Mr. Ranger Lab, I'd love to learn some of those moves too. I love that I'm not getting blinded right now when I'm looking at my computer. I can't tell y'all how happy I am about that. Hello, hello. Howdy. I'm working but looking for craft inspiration. I'm gonna make pottery tonight. I love that. So I've also started a crochet sweater project with embroidery floss. And I don't know if that's going to turn out bad or good, but I'm doing Tunisian crochet squares. Then I'm going to sew all the squares together. Then I'm going to make a sweater out of it. So. Group podcast listening. Yup. Hello. Let me play the disclaimer. And I think I can play it through here, actually. Oh, there's a lag. I didn't realize there was a lag, but there's a lag. That's okay. Gotta love nicknames for the cats. My girlie is named Sonia after our queen, but usually goes for Pusa. I love that. Hello, Linda. Yeah, I caught the very end of Karina's stream. I was watching Aaron B's members only stream when I woke up because I woke up late because my body's like, you need sleep after all the stuff last weekend. So I was like, I'm going to sleep. And then I woke up and my spouse was still sleeping. And so I'm here, going to craft. My friend and I are starting crochet lessons. Oh my God, that's so cool. Mr. Angel Lab, that sounds awesome. That sounds awesome. Oh, y'all have to watch Karina's live because she found a new iconic color street person to cover. The second one. And it's good. She's like a combination preacher drill sergeant. She yells a lot. So if you be prepared, be very prepared for that. I'm like, my dad's gonna be so stoked. He's not gonna be looking into the lights when we're streaming together. Oh dang it. Oh, that's behind me. Okay, great. This is even better. You can't see the cord right here. Look at this. So I've got my crafting set up. Doo-doo. I'm gonna put the keyboard over there. And I gotta do, what do I have to do? I need to edit one of these. Hold on. Edit. So I want to put this over here, probably. And I'm going to delete this one. Is that okay? I'll put it up here. Okay. Save. Okay, so we're going to present, share screen. Please let me know if y'all hear an echo. Sure. So there's your podcast. It has to be in here so we can hear it. Let me make it shorter. My parents are at a funeral right now. So, edit. We good? What? All right. Sorry, my mat is stained. Y'all know I'm not the cleanest person in the world. Let me see if y'all can hear it now.
Years and hundreds of thousands of years ago, when we had our primal brain, it served us to be scanning for fears because it was life and death back then. It was life and death, and it no longer is for the most part. Getting uncomfortable.
Okay, so I need to turn my camera around. So let me edit this real quick. Can I rotate this? Yeah, I need to rotate. Okay. My yarn is dirty right now because I haven't lint rolled it. So let me explain what's going on here. Look at this. Rivka. Not Rivka. Av. I was thinking about Rivka because I was thinking about Rivka's cat. Okay. Can y'all hear that? Can I tell y'all? Y'all don't want my conspiracy theories. I understand there's something to be said for this, but when I hear the exact same things on Vanderpump Rules, and then I listen to this, I'm just like, are you getting this information from a trusted source, or are you watching reality television and then sharing what you learn with your clients? I'm being an asshole. You're gonna craft and be an asshole. So at least one good thing will come out of our time together. Crafting. So here's my sweater. I should show it this way. Oh God. I've got two balls going because I had to undo the sweater. Not all the way, but just temporarily. Hold on. Let me sort my life out real quick. Oh dear God. And all right. Okay, that goes over there. This goes under here. It is a sweater, yes. Hello, Karina. I was telling them, Karina, about your stream with the spicier color street rep, and I was like, holy moly, Karina found someone. I feel like it's a situation if we were like out sightseeing for, whales or someone, and then whales, and then not like, and then you're like, oh my God, there's one. But it was like the biggest one you've ever seen in a good way. But this was like the same thing, except she was yelling so much and she reminded me of a pastor. And I was like, what is happening? Oh yeah, that one's supposed to be there. I'll show you my sweater in a minute. Sorry. I should just press play instead of keeping talking.
You want to put something out on social. You want to create a business. I met with one of the retreat attendees, and her big theme was, I just feel like I'm made for more, but I don't know where to start. Just start. And it's uncomfortable. And if you want to do anything, you've got to do it before the masses are seeing it or consuming it.
Hello.
Oh, hey, hi. Hello. How are you? Welcome to this week's In-Source episode. I'll be your host for the next 20, 30 minutes. You never know. Well, you do know now, actually, because you can just look at the timestamp and see. But I never know how long I'm showing up here for. But I wanted to share with you today feedback or lessons that I learned from hosting a retreat, because I'm just coming off.
Did you know she hosted a retreat and she charged so much for it that you could have gone to the retreat and just hung out and not have been yelled at by people for 2 days or however long it was, and it would have been cheaper than what she charged for it? Oh, but she's also charging for her cost and the people she brought in to speak. Ashley, buddy. I guess we're not buddies. I guess, you don't even know who I am anymore because you blocked me after day 1 of doing a video about you, but okay. Which is your prerogative. You can unfollow and block and do whatever you want to. I'm trying to untangle this for a second because I'm stuck. I think the body group is going to be doing a video on some of this, on body, on Carl, and I'm not exactly sure because I've been, preoccupied with other stuff. So it was just the pricing was outrageous for Ashley Molstad. The pricing was outrageous for her woo-woo dietitian, not even dietitian, her functional medicine kind of eating person. Like, I don't get it. And then people bought it, however much it was, however many people went, all 11 of them, and it seemed like a waste. Hello, you're doing some beating. Still working, so I'm listening in. Cool. We should be. Okay, we're untangled. All right, let me do this real quick. Please hold. I need to change this one. Me. Okay. This is my sweater. And it's one nothing's been attached. Like, so you grow it here, then you connect the underneath arms, and then you see how chunky my arms are? And then I'm finishing the other sleeve. See that? And then there's the body. And yes, Caspian's hair is all over it. And yes, I will clean this before I wear it. But it's all crochet. This top part is slip stitch ribbing for the collar. And I changed the stitch up to do a, whatever this stitch is. I think it's a, what is it called? No, it's not a trouser stitch. I don't remember, but it looks like a knit and it's a crochet. So, the end. Not the end. We're going to craft right now. I'm going to work on the sleeve, I think. And then we're just working in the round on the sleeve. Oh my God. We're tangled again. Okay, we're fine. All right. So we should be good to go. And then we're going to go back to crafting stream. Perfect. I have my new camera. It's not a new camera. It's my new setup because I moved my lights. So hopefully, even though it's a little dark, we're just going to hang out and craft. It's not going to be like a tutorial type of situation because I'm just not going to stress out about it. Yeah, I'm in Texas and I'm just I'm just doing wishful thinking. You know what I mean? Like, I'm obviously wearing a sweatshirt right now and I'm hot. I just needed comfort, you know?
Freshly off of this retreat that I hosted. And I've talked to you guys about it, you know, when I was introducing it to you, and then it sold out. So then I stopped talking about it, but we just came back from it. And the premise of the retreat was really about overall wellness. And I brought along with me kind of my co-host was my clinical nutritionist, my functional nutritionist, Stephanie from
Clinical
Nutrition.
nutritionist?
And I got to meet with him.
I'm sorry. Is there anybody in the chat who is a clinical nutritionist in the same category as a functional nutritionist? Does that just mean that you're a licensed like nutritional counselor and LNC? Because she's making it seem like she has more certifications than she does. I'm basically going into the stitch. You can't see it because it's so freaking... I don't have the right light set up right now. Let me see if I can make it brighter for y'all. I know this isn't a true crafting stream. Can we go lighter? Okay. That's as good as I can do. Oh, I can zoom in though. I can do zoom in. Hold on, please hold. I can zoom in. It'll be a little bit fuzzy, but that's okay.
Buddy one-on-one to offer them sort of a life coaching session and get to know them personally, which was really, really special. And then they also did their
more coffee, please. You should be able to click this link. Hold on. I just put a link in. It's going to bring up a link you can join. You should be able to do it on the iPad. It's just, if you don't use this link, then you're not, you should be able to click on this link and do it. And it should pop up for you to be able to do it. If it doesn't, then I'll try to look into it.
labs, most of them did a 4-point saliva cortisol test. There's something going on with New York where you can't like do a test in the mail or something. So they had to do a separate thing. But anyway, all of them went through some testing to learn about what's going on with their body on a cellular level, especially when it comes to your energy and hormones. So they all met with Stephanie and they got a protocol. And I went into it thinking the weekend was going to be special. I love being around people. It lights me up. It makes me energized. And, you know, the older I get, the more at peace I am with myself, the more introverted I feel like I am. I've always thought I was extroverted. I've never lived alone.
Oops.
I've always wanted to be around people. And when I was, you know, at home and I had roommates, but they would be gone, I hated it. I was like, get back here now, because I just hated to be alone. I felt so lonely with myself. And now I enjoy being with myself so much that I crave it. And it's really rejuvenating for me. But I love being around people, especially like people that are growth minded and excited to just grab the reins of life. So I knew it was going to be a good weekend, and it exceeded all of my expectations. And I wanted to share with you some overarching lessons that I learned from it, because there'll be more retreats, but that you can join me at in the future. But more than that, I think some of the takeaways are things that you can apply in your life right now without going on a retreat. And these are in no particular order. It was just like, what do I want to talk to you guys about this week? And I have some other outlines for podcasts that I want to bring to you soon. But the thing that is just keeping me.
Let me ask you a question. Do y'all know who Anita Myron is? She, I've done a stream with Amy on her because Amy was on her team, and Amy spoke up finally about Anita lying about her results over years, and Anita wasn't happy about it, yelled at Amy, and then ended up blocking her. Anita finally stepped away from Beachbody, or because of her association with this other company, and Jen B, another one of the people who we snark with, got a screenshot of Ashley Molstad being in the recruiting call for this new thing, and Ashley Molstad's on the leaderboard now for this new product or whatever, and it's just twisty because she was with Beachbody for such a long time. She was at one point the number one Beachbody person, not for a while, not recently, but she was, which is a hard thing to do. And then now she's doing all this stuff with Anita and this other company. So, and she's also did this conference, this small thing where people had to pay over, I think, in the thousands of dollars per person. And that was well and above what was needed for room and food and everything else that they did. And so Ashley made a ton of money off of these people who wanted her help, even though she's not qualified, in my opinion, to offer any help. So
energized and focused.
This is a dark blue. It's hard to see. I know. I need to get like a different color underneath, but it's a deep blue. And this is a single, I think it's a trouser stitch. But yes, it's a blue. Do I have anything white? Sure, I've got a medicine bottle. You can't really see it. It's blue. So this is like a salmon-y color. It's just a very, very, very dark blue. And this is all Caspian's hair. So my mom had to take the lint roller with her to the funeral.
Is coming off the high of this event, and we're all transformed. There was 12 of us, 10 attendees, and then Stephanie and myself. And these are overarching themes that all of us are leaving there with. So they're in no particular order. It's just like, as I was thinking about what did this weekend mean to me, I came up with these. So the first one is getting uncomfortable is always worth it. Almost always. I don't know. I can't think of an example of when getting uncomfortable isn't. I mean, I suppose like there is an actual safety, life and death thing where getting uncomfortable wouldn't be it, but worth it. But generally our comfort zones, like there's that quote, comfort zones are a beautiful place to be, but nothing ever grows there. Yes, it is very comfortable to stay in your routine, to wake up and go through the motions of life, and you get your kids ready, and then you go to work, and then you come home and you get dinner, and then you do the bedtime routine, and then you whatever, maybe you watch a show, or maybe you scroll social, or maybe you read a book, and then you go to bed and you do it all again. And then the weekends are a little bit like, we'll see where the wind blows me, or maybe you're more structured, right? But there's not a lot of discomfort. I think in general, we tend to lean away from discomfort because it can feel uncomfortable. And as I've been on this growth journey for the last over a decade now, I have become to appreciate discomfort so much. And even when my brain wants to put up the resistance flag of, nope, that feels uncomfortable, let's just stay in our cozy cave, I just have to remind my brain that this is not life and death. Right? Like years and years, hundreds of thousands of years ago, when we had our primal brain, you've heard me say this before, but it served us to be scanning for fears and putting up speed bumps, stop signs and thoughts that keep us cozy because it was life and death back then. It was a bear is chasing you. It was you're going to get sick and die of disease. You're going to die of thirst. You're going to die of hunger. You're going to do something wrong, get ousted from the tribe, and you cannot survive alone when you're in the caveman days, right? Like it was life and death, and it no longer is for the most part.
For the most part. Ashley, you live in a multi-million-dollar house. You have healthcare. You have unlimited food and unlimited money, it seems like, to buy a bunch of woo-woo supplements. So to say that, oh, I don't think it's life and death for some people, sometimes it is. Sometimes it is. Do I understand what she's trying to say? Sure. She just makes these generalizations that are so uninformed. I just don't have the I don't think I have the bandwidth to offer her the grace that maybe I should be offering her. I don't know. Oh my God. I think I missed something. Hold on. YouTube. Let me open up my back end. Close. Come on. Nothing? There we go. Save. Oh my God, Elaine gifted 5 DC memberships. Thank you so much. I don't even know what to say. Where's my sounds?
I'd like to say welcome. Welcome to Illyria. Welcome, 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 welcome to Illyria.
Welcome. Thank you so much. That's so generous. I appreciate that. Enjoy your custom emotes. It's okay. We're just crafting and listening to Ashley Molstad tell us about what she learned from the retreat that she put on for other people so that they could learn something. Yeah, but I mean, they did pay a premium for it, so I after all the people who have unsubscribed from me from the past 5 days or 6 days, I do not take it for granted that y'all are here and that there's gifted memberships, and I appreciate that. I really do. Okay.
So getting uncomfortable, you want to put something out on social, you want to create a business. I met with one of the retreat attendees and her big theme was, I just feel like I'm made for more, but I don't know where to start. So just start. And it's uncomfortable. And if you want to be a writer, you have to write even when no one's reading, right? If you want to be an artist, you have to create art even when no one is looking at it, watching it, purchasing it. If you want to do anything, you've got to do it before the masses are seeing it or consuming it or experiencing it or interacting with it, right? You write for the sake of writing. You create for the sake of creating because you can, because you want to. And then our ego gets involved and it says, this probably isn't worth it. You don't know what kind of beautiful, wide open, freeing, full life is waiting for you on the other side of this discomfort. And every single person came into this retreat with nerves, myself included, right? I'm hosting it. I put so much pressure on myself to make sure that if I'm hosting something, everybody is having just the absolute best time. So I knew that I was going to do that going in, but it ended up just being so easy and effortless. And everyone was so grateful that they took the leap and did it. But everybody was uncomfortable. But we did not walk out of that retreat the same people we walked in as. So whatever it is that your brain is trying to protect you from, if it is laid on your heart or on your soul or on your mind, there's a reason. Lean into it. Get uncomfortable. That is where the magic is. Number 2, the second thing that I thought about was that the universe is always at work.
What?
And what I mean by that in this aspect is initially we had thought we were going to maybe do 16 people. And then when I put the request form out or whatever, and I said, this is when it's going to be, this is how much it'll be approximately. Are you interested? We had almost 70 people say, yes, I'm in. And then we had another 200 reply and say, the dates don't work, but I'd like to try it. Or I don't know if I can make it work financially, but I want to try, right? So lots of interest. And then
Not that much
we were
interest.
having trouble people were not pulling the trigger. They were not buying. And then Stephanie and I thought about, what do we want our experience to be? How, and
oh my God, people weren't buying. I mean, tell us that people don't want to come to your conference without telling me that people don't want to come to your conference. Is that mean from a marketing perspective? No, it's just you understand who's interested. And if they're not, you do something different. Or you've priced people out. Or what you're talking about, people don't want. I understand this is not like a true craft stream because like my blue sweater, which I have to finish, is so hard to see on camera, but I'm just working on something fun that I want to work on. So, and I'm just working in the round. I'm working on the sleeve. This is the one that I was almost done with. I had to take apart. So I just got my butt in the driveway and I've been listening while driving. Holy smokes, they're just so negative. Everything I could hear was discomfort, uncomfortable, not comfortable. Yep. Maybe so. There were a lot. I don't have money to be a member, but DC's Lives. Oh, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad that I'm as much as I've heard that me, rambling on the internet kind of like either helps you fall asleep or we get to have discussions here. Like it's also something that has like given me something to look forward to every day while I've been working through my chronic stuff. So I'm glad you're here. Alexis, that maybe I don't think that those people, I don't think questions like that are welcome on her channel. Oh my God. Oh, my hair. Sorry. I'll try to get like a craft background that's brighter for people. But I do love that I'm not getting blinded right now. Like, I'm so happy. I watched like 3 or 4 lighting tutorials and I'm like, how come I didn't do this earlier? So then I spent yesterday afternoon moving stuff around and now we're here. So I'm happy. I'm stoked.
how much of ourselves are we able to give away in a weekend? And we ended up capping it at 10. And we sold out, actually, when we capped it at 10, we sold out pretty quickly. And we toyed with the idea of like, well, we can invite more people. And of course, there'd be a bigger income and bigger impact, but also there could be a lesser impact because then we'd be spread more thin. We might not be able to meet with everyone one-on-one there. We'd have to do it at home, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so we get there and it was the exact right group. There was no accidents. Everyone that was supposed to be there was there. It was absolutely magic. But this is something that I tend to lean into over and over and over again, but then there's times that I forget. But the universe is always at work. It is always working in our favor. And maybe it's God for you. I don't know what your spiritual...
The universe is always working in your favor. Then what about people who are victimized or traumatized? What about the kids in the Ruby Frankie case? The universe is always working in their favor. Are you fucking serious, Ashley Molstad? The universe is always working in the favor of... What about people who come down with diseases that there's no cure for? What about accidents where a drunk driver takes someone else's life because they're inebriated? What about what does that mean? The universe is always working in your favor. And then they're going to say, oh, you're just so negative. You don't understand what I'm saying. No, if you're talking about a law, like gravity applies to everything. You know what I'm saying? And so at least gravity here on Earth. It applies to everything. It's not just, no, gravity's only going to apply to humans and trees, but apples, no, gravity's not going to apply to that. When you're talking about a law, it applies to everything. Is this going to open up anymore? Hello? No, my hand's always going to get cut off. Okay, that's okay. That's okay. Oh my God, I missed so many comments. It is called in-source. This one or Stephanie's posted one? Oh God, I'm sorry you're sick. I hope you get better soon. Hi, Sonia. The universe doesn't know about you or me. That's a sick thing to say. Yep. %, Ariel. Oh, this is in source. INSOURCE, one word, because Ashley thinks that you can fix everything yourself and you shouldn't outsource stuff, even though she charges to be the outsourcer for people. You can't make this shit up. You really cannot. She's like, oh yeah, in-source. Except, give me money. All right, lady. I think that sometimes you need to work with a psychiatrist. I think sometimes you need to, hire a doctor or a registered dietitian or where's my hole? I think sometimes you need to, I don't know what else. Go to a dentist. I think sometimes you need to, she's talking about working through internal things, but again, sometimes those internal things like mental health is also a combination of treating your physical body and talking with a licensed clinician, and those two things balancing your brain and whatever things that it needs to help. You're like using an SSRI or an SNRI or using both along with therapy is an answer, and that's outsourcing your help, lady. I'm saying lady not as a rude way, but I'm just talking to Ashley, Oh my gosh. Do it. I'm such a bad influence. I'm making some like overlay type of thing for Halloween too. I'm also going to get some beads and some string and try to update like one of my graphic tees for Halloween. I don't know. I'm just feeling crafty.
Belief system is, right? But for me, it's the universe. And I truly believe that the universe has my back. There was something that happened one night with me, and I ended up like bawling, crying in front of this group of women. And then I felt really embarrassed. And then the next day, I kind of had to process through it and be like, that happened because it was supposed to happen.
What?
I was supposed to share those things. I was supposed to get that vulnerable, or it wouldn't have happened.
Oh my God.
And it's also just.
Hannah just gifted 5 DC memberships. D, more coffee, please. And Charlotte and Historically Gaming were gifted DC memberships. Thank you so much. Where's my sounds?
I'd like to say welcome. Welcome to Illyria. Welcome, 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 welcome to Illyria.
Thank you so much. Oh, that's so generous of y'all. Thank you. I don't know what to say. Let me see if I have a good sound. I'm going to do a hook sound for Ashley Molstad. No, I'm not. I'm going to do Toy Story.
To infinity and beyond!
Enjoy your custom emotes. Look out for members only streams. And we do a well, I guess I do it in general for everyone once a month, but maybe it should just be for members. I don't know.
Being human. It was kind of going through my brain a little bit, which is not a thought that I chose, but one that my brain offered, which is these people are going to think like, oh shit, we paid her to come to this retreat and as a life coach to help me feel better. And yet here she is a total mess. And it's like, if anyone thinks that, they're entitled to it. I'm going to hold space for that, but that's not a reality.
It's kind
that
of a reality.
I can't help you just because I'm also human and struggling. Right? So like, thank you, brain, but no, thank you.
Yeah,
so I had to process
I
through
disagree.
it, but like
I disagree.
everything, all of the time.
As someone who's
when
a crier,
things happen.
As someone who's a crier, I disagree. I disagree because someone paid you a premium for you to be the professional, and there's something about completely directing your focus on other people and having planned like groups to be able for them to process through, and so that you are not dumping on them when you're supposed to be the one offering the service that they paid a premium for. I don't agree, and if you disagree with me, let me know in the comments or in the live chat. She is so close to the truth. Yes. No, I mean, just testing out all the new emotes. I love that. We're going to put some in for Halloween. I really like this stitch because it takes up less yarn than the half double crochet I was doing before. And it's a single, so it's a single crochet. And I guess if I learned how to knit, it would take up even less yarn because I love knit stitches. Sorry, medicine. But I understand this in terms of making a sweater, so I'm going to work on my knitted stuff later.
I'm thinking this is happening on
Knowledge!
purpose. Or
Welcome to Snarkies! Oh my god! Where's the sounds?
I'd like to say welcome. Welcome to Illyria. Welcome, 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 welcome to Illyria.
Welcome. Enjoy your custom emotes. We've got science. We've got dancing windshield wipers because that's the only dance move I know. We've got cult sleeve clues. We've got who did this. We've got a cat saying what. We've got Aaron. Oh, we've got Aaron as a cult alert. We've got lots of fun stuff. We've got a happy potato because we love food. So I guess that's a little off-brand now. We've got some kazoos. We've got, I don't even know. We got lots of good stuff. The problem is this is recycled yarn. And so since I've taken it out twice now, it's just like wearing a little bit. And so I'm nervous that it's not going to hold up. Is there like conditioners for yarn that I need to know about? Because I still have to block this. Sorry, I know I'm a little high. Okay. Hello. Nope, we're just listening to Ashley Molstad tell us how she's the professional, but maybe she's not the professional. You know? She's hoping for an it's not even centered emote. Oh, more copies, please. I'll make that one. I will for sure make that one. There's wool wash. So this is recycled cashmere. And maybe something else. Wool washes? Okay. I'll look into it. Experienced nutritionist with a demonstrated history of working the health, wellness, and chiropractic industry, skilled in coaching, naturopathy, sales, entrepreneurship, and dietary supplements. McGuire, what? Stephanie Cuny, ACN, is a clinical nutritionist who has been treating patients through a holistic focused care approach. Interesting. Oh my God. Hero. Depends on the fiber content. Okay, I'll take a look. Just ignore Nightbot. Nightbot's just doing the auto Nightbot thing. Here we go.
My best to try to never argue with reality. And it was very evident this weekend that it was never supposed to be more than 10 people. It was never supposed to be any different people than were there. The people that were supposed to be there were there. And I am so grateful for that. And so, even just yesterday, I took Ravi to gymnastics, and she had graduated from her one class and moved up to the second class. And yesterday was her first time, and she really struggled in that class, and she was very scared, and she came and sat on my lap like 4 or 5 times during the session. And it was hard for me as a mom, because it's like one of those things I don't know how to parent. I don't want to push her. I want her to trust herself, that if she's scared, to lean into that and, do what she feels safe doing or whatever. I don't want to tell her like, oh, it's fine, nothing to be scared about. I don't want to reject that, right? But I also want to push her outside of her comfort zone. And then I had this thought of like,
yeah, wait. She just said, I don't want to make her do something she doesn't want to do. Did she say she doesn't want to push her outside of her comfort zone, or she does? Because there's a difference, in my opinion, between a parent teaching a kid coping mechanisms so that if they feel comfortable to step outside of their comfort zone, they're prepared to. And they understand what could happen, and they understand the either feelings or physical consequences that could happen outside of that comfort zone. Like, maybe I'm going to try, riding my bike without training wheels for the first time, and I know what it feels like to wobble, and I could fall off my bike, but I'm wearing knee pads and I'm wearing a helmet, and my parents have taught me how to fall if I'm able to ride a bike, like if I had the mobility to do it, that there's an understanding about that. And maybe for the first several times, the parent helps them feel what it feels like to ride without the training wheels, so that they can go outside of their comfort zone or their knowledge base of like what it's, if they've never ridden on a bike without training wheels, and they want to, that there's a gap in knowledge. And how do you overcome that gap? Do you know how to fall? Are you wearing the proper equipment? Do you ride next to a grass so that you can fall into the grass? Like, that's what I think when you talk about giving your kids tools to step outside their comfort zone. Bye, Rebecca. The main thing is making them feel safe. Hi, Sina. Oh, cool. What's up, Natalie?
Really, like my son, her brother, Mac, is so physical. He just tries things all the time. He has like, fear does not ever stop him. He just goes for it. And so she sees that, and she says things a lot like, I'm not as good as Mac at this, or, this is really hard for me. I don't want to do it, and stuff like that. And it's really hard for me as a parent, but I had to remind myself yesterday, like, the universe is working. And when you were little, you weren't athletic and you didn't do a lot of sports, and you turned out okay. You are more I don't know, it's not really intellect, but I have always been more about my head and my heart and my gut than I have been about physical, right? And of course, I am active now, and I would say I'm an athlete, but I'm not naturally athletic in that I don't have those kinds of skills. I've never been great at hand-eye coordination and whatever.
I didn't mean to do that. Like I'm pretty clumsy, and like there were just things that my parents taught me, like if you feel like you're going to fall, like lean towards the grass so that you fall into the grass, when they were teaching me how to ride my bike. And being aware enough and practicing leaning into the grass so that you fall, or understanding if you are going to flip over your handlebars, putting your wrists out, you're probably going to break your wrists. So if you can go to the side, and you can't always do that. I've had some crashes on my bike. My dad has on his bike. it was just, I wasn't trying to say something wrong. And I still trip all the time. There's just, I don't know, there's just like a, what do I know? I don't have any kids. Like, help them, give them a range of things that they could experience when they are nervous about stepping outside of their comfort zone, and also like their, whatever that looks like. We're listening to Ashley Molstad's podcast. It maybe still is in Beachbody, but she also just got recruited by Anita Myron into another, I don't even know, a weight loss company. And she's also a life coach, Slow Blink. And she had a really expensive retreat, and she's telling us, did this come out today? Oh my God, this came out today. Everything she learned and what her people learned at the retreat. I don't know why, but I'm getting more kid is reacting to the mom's fear instead of actually being scared of the new level class vibes. Yeah. Oh yeah. Gen B has also talked about that, Elaine. I think it's a woo-woo certification. I have a video of me from when we lived in Corpus Christi, stepping into one of the cat bowls that I leave out for the stray cats, sliding and completely wiping out in the driveway, cutting up my knees and my hands. So I'm not my parents, I'm very clumsy. So that's why they're like, if you're going to fall, which you are going to fall, you just need to try to like save yourself. But, stepping on a glass cat bowl, like I just slid and wiped out. Oh, cool. That's awesome, Karina. Oh, God, Sonia, that's awful. That's awesome, Harper.
We need to be. And so it was a reminder to me that like yesterday, as I was struggling a little bit with wanting Revy to feel comfortable and really wanting her to lean into sports, is like, she's going to be exactly who she's supposed to be. She was not built with the fearless, put your body through whatever, no matter what, that Mac was. She is more intellectual. She is softer. She is more heart-led. And that is on purpose and intentional.
What?
So I don't know where you can apply this in your life, but certainly if you look for proof that the universe is always working in your favor, you will find it.
Oh, wow.
Number 3.
You're an asshole.
Is that everyone has
I'm sorry
a story.
I said that. Sorry.
And I was so grateful to be able, like, we won't do another retreat ever when it's about wellness, where I don't get to meet with the attendees one-on-one, because there were several people that are, I would say, more quiet, more introverted, not the life of the party and, the loudest. So in a group setting, they can be sort of the ones sitting back and watching everything happen. And it was so beautiful to be able to meet with every one of them one-on-one and get that deep heart-to-heart connection and learn some of their story and learn what's going on for them and what matters. And maybe if they were confused on what matters, I got to help them unpack that a little bit. But I just know, a lot of them came in with struggles with relationships in their life. And sometimes that relationship was with themselves, but some of it was relationships with other people, friends, and, romantic partners and coworkers and bosses and things like that. And it was so obvious to me that everyone, the people that I met face to face, but even the people that they were talking about in our face to face meetings, everybody is doing their best. Everybody has a story, and compassion and kindness matters. Letting people be who they are and not asking them or wanting them or shoulding them to be someone else is really powerful. And I cannot understate that enough. No, overstate that enough.
Oh my
I cannot
God.
overstate that enough. Number 4, this one's more physical, but it is, you don't have to feel like shit. Because it was I think we were talking, I think it was an adrenal health. Is that what we called it? I don't know. So they did the cortisol test, right? And all of them.
Eloise, are you still here? Chrissy, me too. I have 5 destroyed riding helmets on the wall of helmet heroes. I am also generally accident prone and have a high pain tolerance. It's a struggle. Because it's such a like hot term, adrenal health and stuff like that, it seems to be like very popular right now. Is there any benefit or is there any reason? Because I know there are actually people who, I don't know, it seems like there's people who need medical intervention sometimes for low levels of things. Yeah, but is that just me not understanding the science behind it, or and maybe you've done a stream on this and I missed it. Adrenal fatigue is not a thing. Why do people think it's a thing? Oh man, I'm in top chat purgatory. God dang it. Oh my gosh. Allie upgraded membership to Secret Squirrel Squad? How did I miss that? Hold on.
Well, we're moving on now.
Maybe this is old. I think I must have missed that from last time. It was an old notification. Top chat, live chat. Adrenal insufficiency is a medical emergency needing daily medication and emergency medication. Okay. Are there... What? Why am I missing the stitch? Are we ripping? I guess I'm confused at how something like this has gotten so big in these more pseudo-y, science-y, or the alternative health space, which doesn't necessarily mean there's no value there. I guess I don't understand what they're trying to address. Like, is it low testosterone? Is it, low something else? Like, where they're feeling tired and then they say it's adrenal fatigue, or they're not at the weight they want and so they say it's adrenal fatigue, and then it's an open door to sell them more products. Like, I just don't get it. Hello, Christy. Christy, we played your intro, your dancing squirrel intro for the stream. And we're listening to Ashley Molstad tell us about adrenal fatigue and how she helps people and what she learned from the event that she made people pay a ton of money to go to. And then she was just oversharing about her kids, which y'all know how I feel about that. There's problems of high anxiety and trauma causing high cortisol levels, meaning your body is in fight or flight and not rest and repair. Interesting. Dr. Mike's view. Okay, cool, Eloise. I'll check it out. I'll look at Dr. Mike. It's just interesting. Bye, Alexis. It's just interesting. It's like, okay, we're here where lots of people are repeating this, And how do we get here, and what does it mean? Like, people feel like something's wrong with them, and then they go to this type of source like Ashley Molstad or a functional medicine person who doesn't really have an accreditation for anything, and they say like, oh yeah, you need to do all these tests and you need to take all these injections, you need to do whatever it is. And it's like, okay, is this a real thing? Why is this not going in? Let me press play.
We came in day one, and Stephanie from 𝐊𝐈 Nutrition kicked it off with an adrenal health seminar, like Adrenal Health 101. And we went around the table, and people were talking about all the different energy spikes and dips that they experience, and how so many people had been in and out of doctors' offices trying to get to the bottom of different symptoms that they had, right? Crashes or heart rate spikes at rest, and feeling wired but tired, feeling depressed, like all kinds of things in and out of doctor's offices. And all the messages in return are, well, blood work looks fine. You're good. And I remember feeling that same defeat when I started this journey, where I had been going to my doctor and I'm like, something is wrong. Like, I feel bluesy and sad, unmotivated, not creative. I feel like I would just want to stay in bed most days. Like, I don't want to get out of bed. I don't like, and this is not who I am. I am an Enneagram 3. I am a go-getter. I am a drive 1,000,000 miles an hour kind of girl. I am not a sit back and chill. I am a go, and I cannot go. I can't get through a day without a nap or 2 or 3. I can't function. Like, I'm not functioning. And they'd say, well, your blood work looks good. And then I went to a naturopath.
Can you just take a step back from your microphone? I just need to take a break from her talking. I'm not trying to be, if someone's saying like, why do you keep saying no shade? Why do you keep saying I'm not trying to be mean? Because I'm not trying to be mean. I know that not everyone has the same sound quirks that I do. And maybe some people don't give a flying flippity flop to hear the pa, 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 pa that she's doing in her mic. I do. It makes me on the rage level. So I'm just taking pauses. Oh, cool. Yeah. Oh my gosh, Christy, that's awesome. But the solution is general, boring, healthy lifestyle, therapy, etc. There are problems. Kirsten, hello. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. And it's, yes. Yeah, sensory overload. My ear, nose, and throat doctor was like, you need to go, you need to go see someone. And I was like, okay, I will. So we've been waiting to get in to another person, so we'll work on that. But yeah, and the reason I have 2 balls on my project is because I had undone this project, and then I had restarted it with a different stitch. So that's why there's 2 balls. It's the same thing. More coffee, please. I got into trouble so much growing up because I don't know, like the chewing, and it's not like oh my god, I'm so offended that you're eating in front of me. It's like, no, it's the sound of the saliva and the teeth and the breathing in combination. And it's like, oh my god, I don't want to eat around you. This is probably why I don't have friends. I just wear my headphones, and I'm wearing earplugs in right now, new ones, to try to have more hiding of stuff. So, and it's not a them thing, it's me. But it's like, with how compliant I tried to be, and as a kid growing up, like, if it was just a me being rebellious thing and being like, I hate people chewing and I'm gonna do what I want to do, I would have not done it. Because would you have like preferred not getting in trouble for it growing up? Yeah, I would have. But it still happens. Oh, yes. Yeah, loud restaurants fine because you have the ambient noise around you and you're not like you're not listening to someone. And even there's some crochet hooks that are like, I can't do the hook with the yarn. It's like a little squeaking sound, but this one's fine. This one's totally fine. Oh, I can't eat around people, but that's because I was shamed for my food choices and how I ate. Oh, I'm sorry, Andy's Web. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. D Whitehead, I'm a member now. Thank you for the membership. Yes, I think it was Hana or Elaine.
Thing. We could get you on a multivitamin. Maybe you've got a little bit of a candida thing. Why don't you just go ahead and try the candida diet? And then I finally
Candida diet
met with Stephanie, the functional nutritionist. You could Google in your area functional nutritionist or clinical nutritionist, or it's Ooh Wow Nutrition on Instagram.
Registered dietitian.
OOHWOW, the nutrition, one word. You could also just Google that. That's who I work with. She's on like a 3-month waiting list right now. So get your name on there if you want to do that. But anyway, it is not true that you have to feel like shit. I am so grateful for Western medicine because they are scanning for, diseases and chronic illnesses, but they aren't necessarily scanning for function. So even though your ranges might be normal according to them, they're not functional ranges. So you don't have to just accept this, right? Advocate for yourself. Try to go from provider to provider until you find someone that meets you where you're at and validates you. I mean, people were crying in their meetings with Stephanie because they felt so validated. And I feel like a lot of times as women, we're just sort of like white knuckling it through life. We're just told, do it. Why is this so hard? Just figure it out. And we are set up very differently than men, our bodies, right? And our hormone systems. So it's so validating to be like, oh, it's not just that I'm weak or whatever, or that there's something wrong with me. It's like there's actually physiologically something going on and we can address this. So I cannot encourage you enough to advocate for yourself and your health and find your energy and your zest again.
So people think that in the crunchier community, and I'm sure Elaine's going to drop, not Elaine, Eloise is going to, if she's still here, think that having yeast in your body is from eating too much sugar, and that creating and having the sugar and the yeast is like a pH producing environment that leads to diseases and stuff. I'm just repeating. Anyways. And I don't know how to debunk any of this. Yes, it was about the subs. People were just saying thank you. Oh God, Christy, that sounds awful. We all have yeast in our microbiome. It doesn't care about sugar that much. Yeah, they think that it's an overrunning of candida in your body or something like that, and that is why, like, your stuff's wrong with you. The train goes woo-woo. Yeah, what's the best way? It's a squirrel and shenanigans? The best way would be can you send me it through email, and in the subject line, can you say snarky meme so that I can, like, in all caps, so I can grab it? Because my email is bad right now. I was gonna do like a real stream, but I just wanted to craft. So that's why we're listening to a podcast. And I am not high enough for y'all to see anything.
5, my 5th lesson is you are still in there. You are still in there. Right after the adrenal seminar, we went into a mindful mixology class, and we, go around the bar, and he asked your name, where you're from, and what you're most excited about on the retreat. And we had just got there. So normally I think he was expecting people to say like certain classes or stuff that you're doing at the retreat. But I would say 80% of the women were like, I'm just excited to do something for me. This was so hard. I had some people, had a lot of guilt for leaving their families to prioritize themselves. Some people struggled spending money and investing on themselves and just prioritizing themselves, taking time for themselves as if they didn't deserve it, right? And I just want to remind you that you are more than a mom or more than a wife. You are still you in there, more than an employee, more than a leader. Like, you exist. Go find her, prioritize her, love her, acknowledge her. Because when you prioritize you, everybody benefits. Everybody benefits.
And you
When
benefit
you go
because
through your life,
you charge thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars per person to do this. So yeah, they benefit, but more. This is the same MLM stuff. Like, I'm not saying that going to a class can't be beneficial. Like, I would love to go to a crochet or a knitting retreat, or I would love to, like, where you just go get to hang out and drink coffee and maybe wear comfy socks and like sweatpants and eat snacks and crochet. That sounds fun to me. And if I knew how to knit better, maybe taking a knitting class so I could learn how to make sweaters. Like, that sounds fun. And if I had to pay like $150 for a room for, I don't know, 2 days, and I had to pay $100 for food if someone else was going to prepare it, and I had to drive and pay for gas, like, cool. That would be worth it. Not $5,000 or $4,000 or however much this retreat was. Let's look it up. Let's look it up how much this was. Okay, let me go back over here. Scenes, me. Let's go. Ashley Molstad. Ashley Molstad retreat. Nourish and plus Unleash retreat. And it was September 14th through 17th. So it was 14, 15, 16, 17, 4 days. 3 days and 4 nights, nearly all-inclusive wellness getaway. I'm looking for the cost. It is $5,900. And to reserve the spot, it was $1,967. What? Present. Oh, I guess I'm already sharing that. Here, y'all can see in the link. Here we go. Scroll all the way down. $5,900 for 4 days. You could go, where could you do? Well, you could fly to California. You could stay in the Candyland. What's it called? There's a hotel right down the street from Disneyland in California, and it's like the Candy something hotel. You could have stayed there, gone to Disney World by yourself, and then gotten like spa treatments for half that. I don't know. It's just, come on. We're going to finish this, then I'm going to hop off and eat, and then, yeah. $5,900. I didn't pay that much to fly to Croatia last time and stay a month. Christy, oh my God. I could go to the UK twice. It's just wild. Oh. Skirt. Okay. We're almost done.
Laying down your own wants, needs, dreams, and desires in order to prioritize other people's wants, needs, dreams, and desires, you're not just letting you down. You're also letting them down because you are not giving your fullest self. You deserve to be seen. So figure out a way to do that. Figure out a way to invest in you, to spend time with you, to celebrate you. 6 is, my 6th lesson is being who you are is exactly who you are supposed to be.
Oh my God.
And right before, like the welcome, before Stephanie kicked off the adrenal health seminar, I opened it up with the goal of this weekend is to prioritize you, is to get to know you better, understand yourself, and then share her with us. And I said, the reality is, if nobody likes you this weekend, you never have to see any of these people again.
Except I did have to pay $5,900.
People are going to fall in love with you, but the best version of you is the most confident version of you. So I want you to show up the way that you would with people that you feel really trusted, right? With your kids, with your husband, with your brother, with your mom, whoever you feel safest with. I want you to show up as that person this weekend in this group where it's scary and you can tend to go into these kinds of things. Right now, not all of you are going to go to a retreat, but company parties, neighborhood gatherings, holiday things. We're about to head into holiday season. You're going to go and you're going to be invited to things, dinners, whatever. And I remember getting coached on this. It was like a year and a half ago. And there was a neighborhood brunch kind of thing where the women got together. And I remember just feeling so nervous. Like, I'm going to go in there. They're going to think that I'm this like young little floozy who doesn't have any value and blah, 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 whatever. Right. And I remember the coach asking me, like, why does it matter what they think of you? What if you don't even like them? And it never really occurred to me to go into a situation asking, do I like them? Right? It was always, what are they going to think of me? And so I mentioned that too at this retreat is like, you're probably coming in here wondering what people are going to think of you and how you can be the most accepted. And I said, I want you to take that pressure off of yourself of being, quote unquote,
She just said come in as the most confident person. And then she said, don't care about what other people think about you. But she's already told people what they needed to do so that people would like them the best. She said both. She said both. I think she meant floozy. I don't know if she said floozy, but I think she meant floozy.
Version, right? Showing a version of yourself to us, to the world, to whoever you're around that you think we're going to like, or that you've been groomed by society to say, this is who we want to see. I just want you to show up and put some pressure on them. Do I like them? Who do I have anything in common with? Do I enjoy spending time with you, talking to you, right? And it was amazing how much lighter I felt going into that neighborhood party. And I did still feel that urge in my body of like, okay, tell them things about yourself. Try to convince them or influence their opinions of you. And I just had to remind my brain, nope, that's coming from an insecure place. That's not what we're channeling. Tell me more about you. And then when you leave the situation and you overanalyze, oh, God, I shouldn't have said that. That was embarrassing. I probably embarrassed my husband, or I embarrassed myself, or put my foot in my mouth. Or it's like, no, it's fine. Let them think whatever. The most confident version of you is the best version of you. And the most confident version of you comes from deciding I am worthy of being seen. I'm going to let myself be seen. And the most important opinion on the planet is the one that I have of myself. So I'm going to protect that. And then I'm going to be interested in you. I'm going to be interested in learning about you. I don't have to be any which way. I don't have to try to influence you to think any type of way about me. I just get to be me. And then you get to make whatever opinions you want, because the reality is when you're showing the world a version of you think they want to see, they're judging you anyway. And maybe that version of you that you're showing isn't that likable, and you're doing it to try to be likable. So just be who you are. Decide you like yourself and then let the chips fall. As it turns out, everyone, we're so different and so amazing, like so full of magic. I met with, so one of the people that was there as an attendee is a current client of mine. So I met with her this week after we got back, and she said,
someone pays you monthly for every single session, and you also got them to pay you $5,900 for a retreat? What? What? I don't understand what's going on. That seems like a imbalance of power for someone paying for your sessions and then that they also go to your retreat. That's $5,900.
You opening with that was really helpful for me. And also us having, met and chatted, because I think we've had 5 sessions so far together. And one of her biggest things is she is afraid to show who she is because she feels like she's going to be unrelatable. And so one of her biggest fears is being lonely. And so if she shows the world who she is, people are going to be like, we don't relate to you at all. You're too weird. You're too different. You're too unique. We have nothing in common, whatever. So bye. And I told her, it was so fascinating watching you this weekend, because your perception of you is not at all my experience or perception of you at all. Like, I would not say you are weird or unique in a way that is unrelatable. Like, it's so crazy, the stories that we tell ourselves. And she said, I had to remind myself several times I just have to be me. And she's like, normally, there was someone there that was at the retreat that everybody was like, oh my gosh, you are just a magnetic light. And she's like, normally I would have tried to be that person. I would have tried to emulate them and act like them. And I had to manage my mind around it that I don't have to be that person. I just get to be me. She was like, there's another time where, everyone was hanging out at the pool, and I started feeling really tired, and I wanted to go back to my room and rest. And my brain offered like, no, but you really shouldn't. You should stay out here. And she's like, and be like this person or be like that person, or there's going to be FOMO. And she's like, and I went back to what you said, which is be the most truest version of you, and the most truest version of me needed to rest. And so I managed my mind around it.
Am I going to say something about this? What? I think someone saying the most truest kind of is a reflection of their level of credibility as a coach in a situation when you have no licensure to help people. And she also breaks all the rules of life coaching, because I think in life coaching, you're supposed to focus on the future, and she constantly goes in people's pasts. I'm so lost now. It's Ashley. We're all lost. $5,900 in the USA is almost 10 months of rent for me. I have a roommate. Holy moly. Oh my God, Christy.
Got rest. And I was really grateful for that. It is so, she's like, and then I just felt lighter and freer. And it is so free being who you are. It is so much lighter and easier. It's like you cannot mess it up. If you are who you are, you cannot do it wrong. People might not like it. That's cool. That's totally fine. But don't also be in the camp of people who don't like you. Decide with intention who you want to be, and then be her. Show her. Let us see her and get to know her. You get to know her first, and then you manage your mind. When it pops up these scary thoughts that who you are isn't enough, or that who you are isn't likable or lovable or fun to be around, or whatever it is that the story is, right?
It's more complex than that. It's more complex than that,
Just
Ashley.
being your truest self is all the world needs from you. You were not created by accident. It was on purpose. It's intentional. Your wants, dreams, desires, needs, all of that is intentional. So lean into it.
What about for people who are
exactly what this world needs of you?
Oh my God, what are you saying, Ashley? Did you know like there's something called self-control? Because sometimes like who you are and like what you want isn't really socially acceptable in terms of like, you know what, that's probably not true for serial killers. That's probably not true for people who harm others. That's probably not true for I don't know, bullies, like just people who are you need to say like, okay, what do I want, and does it fall on a moral scale of can I do this? If it is on the no side because we don't harm other people, then got it. So I'm not going to participate in that. And it can't just be a blanket statement of like, well, who are you, and fully accept that. And there's also another part of like chronic pain or depression or mental health where you're trying to be your true self and it is literally not accepted by other people. And you could say like, oh, well, just let them go. It sure does get lonely struggling with your mental health, having meltdowns in group situations, hoping that there are people out there who give you grace, and come to find out it's just maybe your family who gives you grace, if you even have a decent family, and your friends think that it's a personal, slight against them for you not wanting to give hugs or you not wanting to share more about like what you're going through. It's just, she can say this like, oh yeah, your truest self, it's so shiny and pretty and people like it and everything. That's not the case for everyone. That's the frustration I have with her. Maybe I'm speaking too much from personal experience. I hate how she's basically stealing the speech used by queer folk about leaving the closet. We've had to take on 2 roommates to afford our mortgage. It's ridiculous, the price of things nowadays. Yep.
And it's exactly how you're going to draw the right people into your life. There's probably some more takeaways, but those are the first 6 that came to mind. And now we're at almost 30 minutes. So I think I'm going to leave it there. And of course, these were my retreat takeaways, but where can you apply these in your own life? I would love to hear about it. I'd love for you to tag me on social, share this podcast with a friend if it resonated with you, rate it, review it. It means so, so much to me. I'm so grateful that you continue to come back week after week after week and then do the work and change your freaking life on your own. Like, all I'm doing is putting some thoughts in your brain. Like, you're the same exact person. I'm just putting some thoughts in your brain. It's just changing your thinking to change your whole damn life. But you're the one doing the work, and I am here for it. I've got some really exciting things coming up, so stay tuned. I will share those with you as I launch them and get ready to. But in the meantime, if you want to work with me one-on-one, you can go to ashleymolstead.com, find some ways to do that. You can find me on social at Ashley Molstead. And if nothing else, I will see you here next week for another episode of Insourcing, where you become the boss of your own life.
No. She doesn't even know the name of her own podcast. Another episode of Insourcing? Her podcast name is Insource. Come on. Oh, that's such a little mistake, DC. No. It's your own podcast. It's called Insource. Come back for another episode of Insource. She could have edited this so much better. Or her audio engineer, whoever edits it. Thumbs down. Thumbs down. Perfect. Welcome to Ashley Molstead. So that's the podcast for this week. And what did we learn? That you can charge $5,900 per person for 10 people, and you may not learn a ton when you go to a retreat. She could have. What else do we learn? Do you know you can actually edit your podcast in post-production, where you can take stuff out and adjust the audio and maybe listen like you should take a step back from the microphone? Not permanently. Literally, physically take a step back so we don't hear every single thing. Put a guard on like Danielle Ryan has. Yes, it is an abysmal word salad. I was just wanting to do anti-MLM content. She is in another MLM now. She is also I say problematic because she's an influencer status. She's done some really, in my opinion, negative things, and she teaches things that are dangerous, in my opinion. You can disagree with that. Hey, Christina, I'm actually just finishing up. I'll show you my sweater that I'm at. I'm working on this sweater. Yes, those are Caspian's dog hairs on it. And I've got more of a sleeve on this side done. And I'm working on this sleeve. And then I will start working back in the round for the body. And it's a dark blue. It's going to be a sweatshirt style sweater. No, McGuire, Julie, can you send that to me? Or like a screenshot? Yeah, it's gonna be cozy. I basically measured it. I just wanted to make a sweater. So, thank y'all for hanging out. I will see you on the next live stream. My spouse is here visiting, so I'm gonna go hang out with him, and I will see you next time. Oh no, where's my outro?